the 5 F's, how to make more money, all comes down to 5 F's. There's 5 things that you need to be concentrating on. Now, anytime that you're building businesses or making more money, there are 3 ways to make more money in your business. There are 25 subgroups to that, but there's also 5 F's that you want to keep track of. So let's talk about those right now, and let's go to the whiteboard for that. Now, what are the 5 F's? Anytime that you're doing anything, I don't care if it's real estate, I don't care what it is that you're doing, there's 5 things we want you to concentrate. So there's the 5 F's. Number 1 is to find good deals. We want you to find good deals. Number 2 is we want you to figure out how to fund them. Fund them. Where are you getting the money to control it? Number 3, we want you to fix the problem. Hopefully there's a problem. We're looking for problems. Then you're either going to do number 4, which is to flip it, or 5 is to farm it, which is getting rent, monthly rent. So there's 5 F's. Find good deals, fund them, control them, and then fix the problem. So let's start with number 1, find good deals. Now, I'm going to use real estate for an example, but this could be anything. Now, when we talk about find good deals, just be aware that only about 3% of all the things that are out there, maybe 5%, depending on where you're at, are good deals. And the only way that you can learn if this is a good deal or not is by shopping around and understanding the marketplace. And until you understand value, everything is worthless. You've got to understand value. So just be aware that most of them don't fit. And so you have to find systems to help you find good deals so good deals come to you. As I started my real estate career, a big part of that is I would look at anything. I would call on everything. I would go look at everything, and I would learn value. I'd learn what was a good deal. Now, after I got into it for a while, I started understanding what good value was. I could compare a 5-bedroom house to other 5-bedroom houses, 3-bedroom houses to other 3 bedrooms, these houses in this area. And I started getting really good at knowing what that was worth. My father and my grandfather were in the car business. Our family's still in the car business. And if someone brought in a used car, my dad could take one look at it because he'd seen a lot of them, and he would know what it was worth. And he could give them a good valuation of what it was worth because he'd seen a lot of them. So one thing is to understand value. Now, number 2 is we want you to fund it, but really we want you to be able to control it. We want you to have the ability to buy it at a certain price and sell it at a certain price. Now, when we say control it, you can give them cash. You can say, hey, here's cash. You can do that. So you can buy with cash if you have plenty of it. You can buy on credit. Or you can get an option. Now, what's an option? An option says you have the right to buy something at a future date for a certain price. So you have an item here that you believe that you can sell for 100. This could be 100,000, it could be $100, whatever it is. And you have the option to buy it for 50. I have the option to buy it for 50, and I have 10 days to exercise my option. So I can resell it for 100. I have the option to buy it at 50, and I got 10 days to do it. And what you do is you get the right to buy it for that price, and a lot of people find a buyer. They go find a buyer right now. Example of this is taking things on consignment. I'll give you a big example. Amazon, for example, does not own the product they sell. Amazon does not own the product that they sell. They simply don't own it, all right? They simply sell it. They simply sell it. Um, Uber does not own the cars. Uber does not own those cars. They just own the system. They put the buyer and seller together, and then they make a percentage of the money. Uber. Hotels, Marriott Hotels. When they got started, they did a lot of real estate. Then they found that they could rent the real estate by the month and re-rent it out to people on a nightly basis. And that was very profitable, and they got out of the real estate business because this was more profitable. Then they found out that they could build the software and they could put people into rooms. They could actually market for competitors, and they would take a percentage of the revenue. And they become a massive software company. Okay? Tesla. Tesla does make cars, but what it is, it's a data company. They use that data to make money. They make more money off data probably than they do anything else. Okay? So all these companies are controlling something. Bookstores. Bookstores do not own those books. The publisher sends them books, and if they sell them, they pay them. If they don't sell them, they send the books back. So your job is to figure out how to fund it or control it. The big piece is controlling it. We want you to be able to control it. Now, number 3 is anytime you're looking at this, we need to fix it. What's wrong with it? We love it when there's people problems. Some of the guys we do these massive real estate deals with now, because that's where I am in my life, they love it when they find a great property that has people problems. What's a people problem? Well, there's a divorce. They've moved. They've upgraded. They've downgraded. They got a new house. Whatever it is, they love it when there's people problems and not property problems. Now, you can also make a lot of money by fixing problems. And when you fix real estate or fix anything else, we call it paint and powder. Okay, when we get started on that kind of stuff, we usually do a paint job and clean it up. And clean the property up. Okay, we don't move walls, we don't move electricity. That's a whole different problem that you have. We want to put as little money into it as possible to make the biggest dent. We don't go dig a swimming pool because the swimming pool is not going to add much value to it. First thing is we clean it up and we make it so that it's neutral. And then from there, people can walk in and they can say, well, I got an idea what I can do with this. I did this many times with our real estate. There would be a bathroom or a kitchen that had this really pretty light green color to it. And I saw people that would walk in there or they saw the carpet and they go, I don't like this property because I don't like the carpet. So what we would do is that we would go in and paint it to a neutral color. People would walk in and go, this is great. I think I'm going to repaint this color blue. And they would be interested in it. Okay, so you want to do something neutral. Now, you've got to figure out the then. Then what? Then what? Well, the then what is I'm either going to flip it. Okay, all these people, that's all they're doing. All these groups up here, that's all they're doing is they're flipping. They're flipping stuff. They're flipping stuff. We're either going to flip it or we're going to farm it. We're going to turn it into long-term income stream. That could be a rental. That could be a royalty. That could be an override. So when you buy that property, you're going to look at it and say, well, I'm either going to do this or that. I'm either going to flip it or I'm going to farm it. Now, when you're getting started, if you don't have much cash, you're probably going to flip some properties. You're going to flip it to build up your cash. We need more cash. I need some more pesos. I need some more money in my back pocket so I can reinvest it. Step number 6, add real estate. Add a small business to a large business. Add multiple streams of income. We got to build up our cash, and then you're going to find a great little property that you want to farm. And that's what I did when I started flipping little houses. And then I found a nice little 4-unit building. It was 4 units. It was a small down, and I kept it. And I kept that property for 40 years. And I eventually gave that to the foundation. Why? Because I had 20 of them. I had 20 buildings like that. 20 times 4, there's 80 units. And that's how we made $10 million. And we gave $3 million of that to the foundation. That's how the foundation got started. That's how Sam got started, was off the real estate and off of some of the businesses and other stuff like that. Okay, guys, that's really the 5 steps, the 5 Fs. The 5 Fs, you got to find a good deal. 3% of all the properties out there make a good deal. And when you know that, then it changes the way you look at stuff. It's hard, and we want it to be hard. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. We love it when stuff's hard, because when we solve those problems, we make a lot of money. And then you make a big difference with that money. Number 2 was we need to fund it. We need to control it. We need to find a way that we can control that asset. We can buy it for one price and sell it another price. Number 3, fix the problem. Either it's a people problem or a property problem or something like that. Number 4, we're either going to flip it or we're going to farm it. So those are the 5 Fs. We want you to get out there, make more money, get that money, and then reinvest that money. Step 6, when you make money, we want you to reinvest it until you start doing all these trees. Our goal is to have you create a whole orchard of money trees. Now, you can take an apple and you can take the seeds and you can grow an apple tree. And then when it makes more apples, you can take those seeds and grow more apples. That's one way to do it, and that's a long way to do it. Or you can simply go find an orchard that somebody's tired of taking care of, and you can buy the orchard and have the fruit pay for the orchard. You can go buy a 4-unit building or a 8-unit building, and the rents pay for it. Or you can find a partner to come in and help you with making it all happen. There's wonderful classes. If you want to really learn a little more about that, simply go to the successandmoneyfoundation.org. Then I want you to go over into section number 3 and pull it down to study successful people. And all my books are there. There's 14 books. You are welcome to those books for free. A lot of my classes are there, but Robert Allen is probably the guy I learned more about real estate with than anybody else in business. And he has a whole bunch of classes that he's given us to help you have a better life. As a nonprofit foundation, our goal is to help you have a better life. Thanks for watching, everybody.